If everyone could take their seats and get settled, we could start the meeting, please. Would everyone please take their seats? They're just getting louder. Please take your seats. Thank you. Terrific. Okay, everybody's happy today. That's nice. Okay, I'd like to call to order the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors meeting of November 6, 2018. Madam Clerk, please take the roll.
Supervisor Cerna?
Here.
Kennedy?
Here.
Frost? Here. Natoli?
Here.
Peters?
Here.
And you have a quorum. This meeting of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors is cablecast live on the Metro Cable 14 Local Government Affairs channel on the Comcast, Consolidated Communications, and AT&T Uverse cable systems. The meeting is closed caption and is webcast at sacmetrocable.tv. Today's meeting will be repeated Friday, November 9th at 6 p.m. on Channel 14. A DVD copy is available for checkout from any local library branch. Members of the audience wishing to address the board may fill out a speaker slip and hand it to staff. When the chair calls your name, please come to the podium. Also, please silence your electronic devices at this time.
Would everyone rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, thank you.
For your consent matters, items 1 through 37. Item 16, you're introducing an ordinance amending Chapter 16.02 of Title 16 of the Sacramento County Code to extend permit expiration from 180 days to 12 months. You are waiving reading and continuing to December 4th for adoption. For item 18, you are adopting the urgency ordinance extension through August 2019. This is to declare a temporary moratorium on the cultivation of industrial hemp by the established agricultural research institutions within the unincorporated area of the Sacramento County. For item 22, I do need a motion to drop this item. This is approving the resolution of consent for the Elk Grove, Rancho Cordova, El Dorado Connector Authority to acquire property rights within the unincorporated area of Sacramento County for the Connector Project.
Got a second?
Second.
Please vote.
Unanimous vote. And finally, for item 28, you are adopting an ordinance amending Chapter 3.50.140A1 and Chapter 3.50.140B1 of Title III of the Sacramento County Water Agency Code to correct usage amounts required of residential customers billed on a bi-monthly cycle to qualify for the conservation discount. You waived reading on this on October 30th. That concludes my clerk notes.
Thank you, Mr. Natoli. Do you have any comments?
Yeah, Madam Chair, just very quickly, on item 9, maybe.
Item 9, appointment of candidates to Special Districts Board of Directors in lieu of an election.
And just a comment here, obviously, it's election day, and we're making appointments where there were only equal number of candidates to the seats that were open. But there are a number of districts, a handful, that didn't have sufficient filings even under this particular provision. And I would maybe ask that as a follow-on, nothing immediate, but before we get into the next election cycle, that maybe we have some discussion. I think one, obviously getting qualified candidates or interested candidates to file for those seats. But I don't know with regards to the district, whether the cost of the election that is borne by those districts, and some of these are very, very small districts, their budgets are very tight, they're irrigation districts, they're fire districts, and such. That maybe there's a way to, again, within the provisions of the election code and election law, to work with them so that obviously maybe some of those costs, because otherwise it's actually cheaper for them to, in the event there's nobody to file, is to come through this process because there's no cost of an election. But we don't want to discourage folks from certainly seeking office, nor having, the folks in those districts weigh in. So it may require some additional analysis, Mr. Gill. I'd just like us to take a look at that if we could. So.
We'll do that.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had, Madam Chair.
Okay. Ms. Frost, anything? Here? No? Okay. I do have a speaker on items 9, 11, and 13, Davy Rodriguez. Are you here, Davy Rodriguez?
Yeah, Dobby.
Oh, sorry.
Dobby.
Which one?
Stand between the
Right
two on the podium. Stand
one?
between
There,
them.
yeah, yeah.
Microphones. Good. You don't have to do any.
In the middle, in the middle.
I'm sorry, I have a hearing problem.
Oh.
Stand in the middle.
Oh,
So you'll be in stereo, okay? Is that a word anymore?
you have to forgive me. I have intermittent hearing loss, and today is a very bad day for that, so I didn't understand any of that.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, on number 9, about this thing with the appointees to positions, it seems like it's a recurring theme that I've seen, that not enough people want to run for public office in this town, and probably a lot of other towns. And I don't know what it takes to get people interested. I've tried a lot. I'd like to show you one thing I had.
Davi, you can put it on that white space. Right?
Oh.
Yeah, they can project it. Yeah, right there. There you go.
That? Oh, yeah. I made this up in the late 1900s. When I had a business, I had like 14 to 20 employees, something like that, and I made a program to get them all involved in their government. It said that they could take a whole day off away from their overbearing boss, and I would pay them for that if they would do that, spending time in their government. And laid out some basic ground rules for the thing, and said I would pay for the first day, and then if you got interested in it, the second day would be on you, and the third day would be on me, et cetera, et cetera. And I thought that would get people interested, but out of all the employees I had, not a one took me up on that offer. And not, the continually berating government French socialist that worked for me, who always had something to say about the government, said, in France, this would not be so. Neither was the loudmouth Rush Limbaugh, Paul Harvey listening to guy all day long. He wouldn't do it either. But I don't have the answer, I'll say that. But I don't know that what we're doing now is any better. It seems like, recruiting from a special class of people just ends up being the ones who are politically connected and still have a lot of empty spaces. So I would suggest some sort of recruiting program. I don't know what that would be, but we need to get out in, businesses and such, and actually get a recruiter to do that, if you would.
Mr. Rodriguez, this is your time to talk on the other two items, so I want to make sure you have enough time to do that. You had 9, 11, and 13 on your...
Oh, we're doing that now?
Yes, you are.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was just a number 9.
Yeah. You can do the other two now, too.
I'm sorry?
I'm suggesting you do the other two now.
You can give it more time. Yeah.
Shoot. Okay, damn. Well, number 9 was this. Number 11 was the sheriff's agreement with Aramark. I wonder if anybody's done any research on this company. I know they're big. I know they can do the job and all that with their management, but if you look into their history, they are replete with complaints of serving tainted food to inmates and having their employees smuggle contraband in and out of the facilities. It's all over the internet, and I'd also point out that a lot of the websites that were created by some people were infected with some sort of, they said, worms, parasites, what have you. And when I see that, I generally see a company trying to hide a history. So I would hope that somebody is actually doing a little more research on here than even I am, and that contract should be reviewed thoroughly along with their history.
Okay? And you had item 13 also?
Number 13. Well, the hearing is not good, and neither is the memory. So 13 was...
Ink doctors.
yeah. Tattoos. We spend a lot of money on removing tattoos and not a cent on preventing them. There again, a program that, it could be started to keep people away from the tattoo artist. I know it's a widely accepted theme to get out there and use your body as a canvas. I was unsuccessful in even getting my own kids from getting too many tattoos. One has like 5, another one has 2. Even my wife decided to take the plunge and get 1. Now,
I don't want to ask what it said.
yeah. The thing is, I don't know that some lesser minds, when I don't mean, my wife or anything like that, but they don't understand the permanency of such a thing, and that your body is a canvas out there that can't be changed. A lot of kids at such a young age, they don't see the permanence in this, and we need to educate them about that, because as a lot of these gang members have seen, they want to get out, then they still have this reminder. But there are other things that people have get tattooed, especially in jails and prison. I don't know that even our jail has a program to try and convince people to keep away from such a thing, because if you tattoo your face all up and then change your mind later, you're stuck with it. And removal is only an option in some cases.
Right. Okay.
So on that, I conclude 2 things: we get out and do some sort of preventive maintenance on both of them. Thanks.
Good.
I think I can assure you, we do go out and recruit for offices. We do recruit. We have a process that we go through on recruiting and advertising it in newspapers and newsletters from the supervisors and the county that the seats are open. So we do that.
Newspapers are out these days, if you haven't heard, but I understand.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
I'll leave that. You can have it.
With that, need a motion on the consent calendar. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I need the record to reflect that I'm recusing myself from item 2 and 4, potential business conflict.
Okay. All right, then I would move the consent calendar.
Please vote.
Unanimous vote, and let the record reflect that Supervisor Peters recused from items 2 and 4. Item 38 is the presentation of resolution honoring Gladys Campbell Deloney on the occasion of her retirement.
Mr. Cern, I believe this is your appointment or your resolution. Good morning, Gladys.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
How you doing? Good, good.
You've got quite a fan club here this morning already.
Chair Peters, members of the board, it's my distinct honor this morning to honor someone I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I think we all do. And there certainly is quite a bit here to acknowledge the career of Gladys Deloney here on the occasion of her retirement, serving Sacramento County. But I just wanted to add some more context to the words that are inscribed here. Every year, as many people know, this board does what it can to raise scarce funding for our DHA, and I still say DHHS, scholarship program. This is a scholarship program that's existed for a number of years, and it's one that I hold dear to my heart. It's used to offer financial assistance to young people that are pursuing their collegiate careers. And it's really done in the name of the terrific employees, the public servants in those agencies. And every year I have the opportunity to speak in these chambers to about as many students and their family members here. And I always end with, you're going to go away to college. Please don't forget your home county, your home community, and please consider coming back to serve. And one of the whereases that really struck a chord with me in this resolution is the fact that Gladys grew up here in Del Paso Heights and Strawberry Manor. She went away to college at San Jose State University, and she came back to be not just a county employee, but I think a model public servant, quite frankly. And what does that mean? That means going over and above on a daily basis. It means really understanding that a career is not just about showing up to work every day between 2 different hours. It's really about doing everything you possibly can to problem solve. And that's fundamentally what public service and governance is all about. So I am really very, very honored to provide this resolution honoring someone I just think has been an outstanding public servant, a model public servant. She has a lot to be proud of, especially I want to state her work with the reducing African American child death effort that this county has embarked on now for 7 years. Now it's called the Black Child Legacy Campaign. It would not have happened. I can say this factually. It would not have happened if not for the tremendous work that Gladys contributed to this ongoing initiative. So with that, I want to present you, Gladys, with this resolution by the County Board of Supervisors honoring you on your retirement, and we wish you the best of luck. There we go. The floor is yours.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
I just want to thank you for allowing me to say a few words this morning. To Chair Supervisor Peters, Supervisor Natoli, Supervisor Kennedy, Supervisor Sander, and Supervisor Frost. I really just wanted to take a few moments to thank all of you for allowing me to serve the residents of Sacramento County and entrusting me as Deputy Director of one of your largest departments, the Department of Human Assistance. A special thank you to Supervisor Cerner for agreeing to present my resolution today. It really meant a lot to me. I have appreciated your work with the Blue Ribbon Commission and the Reduction in African American Child Death Steering Committee, looking at the disproportionality of African American child deaths. The Reduction in African American Child Deaths Black Child Legacy Campaign has had a profound impact on the neighborhoods they serve and to the Sacramento as a whole. It has been my pleasure and honor to serve Sacramento County as a civil servant for 35 years. I was raised by hardworking parents who never attended high school. My grandparents and parents prior to World War II saw very difficult times working in cotton fields and taking in laundry to make ends meet. My father served in World War II and retired after 37 years with the federal government, and my mother was a homemaker and domestic worker for most of her life. It is from them that I developed my strong work ethic and dedication to service. My brother, Tredis Campbell, retired in September with 31 years of service to Sacramento County. It has been my pleasure to serve on the Human Service Coordinating Council, the Disability Advisory Commission, and the Reduction in African American Child Death Steering Committee, and most of all, to work with wonderful county employees. I will paraphrase a familiar quote from Emma Lazarus: "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Send these, the homeless, tempest tossed to us, the Department of Human Assistance." Your Department of Human Assistance stands as a shelter in a storm, food to the hungry, and opportunity for those needing a new start. Your staff have moved families out of danger, assisted fire victims in other counties, and housed the homeless, among other things. Thank you, and to the boards before you, for allowing DHA to be creative, flexible, innovative, and ever-changing. I stand here to thank you on behalf of those who will never meet you, but have been made better by your actions, those who, like myself, have made a career with Sacramento County, and to those we have helped. We have continued to improve lives and have built bridges to better futures. I have had the great opportunity to work with hardworking, energetic, creative, and dedicated staff. One of the treasures of working with DHA has been the abundance of talent, diversity, and kindness. I hope that I have been able to impart words of wisdom to my teams as they have enriched my life. Your Department of Human Assistance, DC FAST, DHS, DTEC, and probation work together extremely well. One phone call, one email, and help is on the way. In ending, special thanks to the smart and dedicated management team of DHA, which I have been a part of since 2001. I hope that I have served you well and the residents of Sacramento County. Thank you.
Item 39 is the presentation of resolution recognizing the 25th anniversary of Run to Feed the Hungry.
Mr. Cerner? Good morning. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen of the board, members of the public, again, it's my distinct pleasure to be back down in the pit here at the podium to recognize the 25th anniversary of Run to Feed the Hungry. I think many of us know this event by now. It's become a staple tradition during the beginning of the holidays. And here in the month of November, as we quickly approach Thanksgiving, it's always a reminder to all of us that have the will to get out there now with, I believe, almost 30,000 people to run on Thanksgiving morning, that it's not just a race, a foot race, or a fun run. This is really about raising scarce resources to educate our entire community on the importance of food security. The Run to Feed the Hungry, like I mentioned, has now enjoys 30,000 participants. However, it didn't start that way. I think it started with something close to 800. 794 back in 1994. So again, we're using this opportunity to recognize the run, the event, but also as a reminder to everyone that during this Thanksgiving season, please reflect on the fact that we still have parts of our community that are food insecure. We still have some of our constituents, in some cases, depending on the neighborhood, many of our constituents that do go hungry, that don't enjoy the kind of access to food and nourishment that many of us do. And please use this opportunity, as I think you'll hear from a representative of the Run here in a minute, to do what you can to help others during the Thanksgiving holiday. So with that, I'd like to present this resolution recognizing the 25th anniversary of Run to Feed the Hungry.
Thank you so much. We're so honored to be here today. Run to Feed the Hungry is a tradition in Sacramento, and I think if you participate on our American River bike trails or go to your gym, you'll see that those Run to Feed the Hungry shirts are present about 9 months out of the year when you can wear a long sleeve shirt in Sacramento. I wanted to thank everybody for their long-standing support. Sacramento Food Bank and Family Services relies on the participation of people coming out to Run to Feed the Hungry. It's about 20% of our annual budget. So one day on Thanksgiving, when nearly 30,000 people turn out, that's how we keep our 14 programs and services running strong. I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving season, and I hope to see you all on Thanksgiving Day. Thank you.
I just wanted to say, we base our dinner time, start time, on when the members of my family get back from Run to Feed the Hungry. I'm home cooking, and they're out doing this. So,
well, we're so incredibly thankful.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody else is responsible for the big meal, I encourage you, you can still register and help us stay the largest Thanksgiving Day run in the country. Sign up as a drumstick dasher, and you can wear your bib and your shirt at home while you're cooking meal. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 40, resolution proclaiming November 5th through November 9th, 2018 as Human Services Professionals Appreciation Week.
Hey, I was expecting Michelle Calais. No?
Next item.
For this one.
Oh, okay. Go for it. Oh, Professionals Appreciation. Sorry, I'm one ahead of you.
Is Carmen and Shahid here? Come on down. So we apparently have a little glitch with the resolution, so I'm going to pretend to present a resolution, and we will take care of the actual presentation later.
Okay.
So, good morning. I'm Ann Edwards, the Director of the Department of Human Assistance, and I am really pleased to be here today to almost present the resolution proclaiming this week, or next week as, no, it is this week, as Human Services Professionals Week. Human Services Adhere to Accept is the new past executive sponsor, Carmen Briscoe, who's a program manager at our East Commerce Service Center, and Sahid Muhammad, who is an eligibility specialist also at our East Commerce Service Center.
This week is important because it honors the professionals that serve those in our community who are in the most need. We talked just a moment ago about food insecurity, and the work that happens in our department really helps people get food benefits and cash benefits and homeless services and all those kinds of things. We also have a lot of human service professionals in the Department of Child and Family Services and the Department of Health Services. And these men and women work tirelessly every single day to make sure that those in our community get the services that they need. So I really want to acknowledge these two and everyone who is a human services professional. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can give them a full resolution to, oh, there it is.
I have a
There
resolution.
it is.
Ann?
And here it
I'm
is.
sorry.
Tell Carmen and Mohammed
There
stay
was
there.
confusion here, but we do have the resolution. I thought it was down there amongst the many.
You did good without a script, though.
So now I really get to present the resolution. Have another photo with it. There you go.
All right.
Item 41, presentation in recognition of the 2018 Heroes of Human Services Award recipients.
Well, welcome to 2018 Heroes of Human Service Awards, and I'd like to invite Michelle Calais to the MC the awards presentation, and we'll do this by district for supervisors. She'll call your district and your names, and you can go down at that time. Thank you.
Good morning, and should I flip around?
Yes, I think that'd be a good idea. Flipping.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I am Michelle Callejas, and I am Director of the Department of Child, Family, and Adult Services, and I welcome you all today to the 12th Annual Heroes of Human Services Award, and it's so nice to see so many people here in the chambers. This recognition event was created to honor those who have touched the lives of others through advocacy, dedication, service, and support throughout Sacramento County. You're going to hear about some extraordinary individuals and groups in our community that go above and beyond to improve the quality of life for others. You'll hear about a range of issues being addressed in our community every day, from serving seniors, individuals who are homeless and hungry, to supporting women who have been sex trafficked, to mentoring children, youth, and young adults, and promoting employment and transition to adulthood, and so many more. I will say this, prepared to be inspired. I'd like to thank the Board of Supervisors and the Human Services Coordinating Council. I know there are many members here. Can you just raise your hand? Thank you very much for being here and for working with the board. They coordinate this event each year, and they work together with the Board of Supervisors on the very difficult task of narrowing down the final recipients and honorees. I also want to acknowledge the county staff who are out there prepared to greet you with refreshments after the ceremony, particularly Jennifer Fong and Jerry Thompson. So again, there'll be refreshments in the lobby after the ceremony. Please join us. So just kind of real quick logistics. As Supervisor Peters says, I will introduce each supervisor, and I'm just going to name the recipients and the honorees, and then the supervisors will say a few words, invite you to say a few brief words, and then we'll work our way through. So first, I'd like to welcome up Supervisor Peters, or Cerna for District 1. And the first organization to be honored this year is the Community Against Sexual Harm. Come on down.
Thank you, Michelle. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's my distinct honor this morning to recognize Community Against Sexual Harm, or CASH as it's known here in Sacramento, as District 1's 2018 Hero of Human Services. I think many of us are unfortunately well aware of the fact that we have a number of challenges here in this community and across the country, quite frankly, when it comes to human trafficking, and especially in the sex industry. And if it were not for groups like CASH that really dedicate themselves with the assistance and partnership of law enforcement to combat, which is an appalling challenge to have anywhere, it really it should be a no-brainer for any of us to understand why CASH is being recognized the way they are today. So I'd like to offer you this resolution and give you the floor to say a few words about your organization.
Thank you.
There you go. Let's take a photo.
Well, we want to say thank you for honoring us. We work really hard in our community serving women who have been commercially sexually exploited and victims of sex trafficking. We all work really hard to treat every woman with dignity and respect and to meet them just where they're at. Our drop-in center is open Monday through Friday, and the women can come in and eat, sleep, find refuge within our center, and we always support our law enforcement. Thank you so much.
Next, I would like to announce and welcome up Ashley Hurst.
All right, very good. All right, so District 1 has two Heroes of Human Service for 2018. The next is the McGeorge Community Legal Services Organization.
Oh, I lied. That's me.
Okay. Little confusion. All right.
Sorry.
Oh, okay. So all right. I'm confused.
Sorry.
Okay, this is my bad. So, so a number of us here on the board, we work alongside a number of folks, whether it be city councils. We have 7 cities here in the county. We also have multiple school districts. Here in the district that I represent, District 1, which is primarily the north and central part of the city of Sacramento, I'm honored always to work with our partners in education. Today, we are honoring Ashley Hurst, one of 3 2018 Heroes of Human Services, for all of her work at one of the schools that has a special place in my heart, Leotato Floyd Elementary. And for those of you that don't know where it's located just south of Broadway in what used to be called New Helvetia, one of our region's largest public housing projects. In fact, that was the first place I lived in Sacramento when I was 0 to 2 years old. But this is an elementary school that is really doing some cutting edge work when it comes to helping young people and their families in one of the most disadvantaged, challenged areas anywhere in our region. And so it's my distinct pleasure to honor Ashley Hurst and invite her to say a few words about the great work she's doing at Leotato Floyd. There you go.
Thank you. It's an honor to be recognized. I didn't prepare anything for today, so I'll keep it short and sweet. My name's Ashley, and I work for Mercy Housing. I'm a director of the Student and Family Community Center at Leotato Floyd Elementary School, and we support and provide services for students, families who live in Marina Vista and Outer Grove Public Housing Community. So my team at Mercy Housing, we really love and empower and care for young people living in the public housing community. There's 1,000 youth under the age of 18 living in 60 acres of space, and my team are honored to know them and love them and help them get access to higher education and opportunities, pathways out of poverty. So it's an honor to be recognized, and thank you so much, and thank you to my team, my family, and my staff for being a part of this honor. So have a great day.
The last group to be recognized in Supervisor Cerna's district provides much needed free services within our community, and that's McGeorge Community Legal Services.
All right. Okay, now we can acknowledge and honor McGeorge Community Legal Services as the third and final Hero of Human Service award recipient here this morning for District 1. Again, I like to brag on my district often, as many people know, and we have some very unique assets that sometimes don't get acknowledged as much as they should. And one of them, I would argue all day long, is McGeorge School of Law, and certainly the folks there that do a tremendous amount of pro bono work when it comes to things like fair housing and other aspects of assisting governance here in the local community. And I really am honored to present this resolution honoring McGeorge Community Legal Services as a 2018 Hero of Human Services, and would certainly ask their representation to maybe explain a little bit more about what you do.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. My name is Melissa Brown. I'm the Director of Community Legal Services. Joining me are my colleagues Kishore Vikas, who is one of our staff attorneys in our immigration clinic, Blake Nordo, who is the supervising attorney in our immigration clinic, and Mary Beth Moylan, our Dean of Experiential Learning. Community Legal Services has been around for more than 40 years, providing free legal services through supervising attorneys and primarily through law students. And I want to share something with you that has really stuck with me over the years. The students who participate in community legal services, they're required to commit a certain number of hours. Most of them commit more than is required, and all they get extra is a t-shirt. But what one of the students has said to me, which really has stuck with me, is that our students, when they're working in our community, who are helping people to achieve a measure of access to justice, to provide services that people would otherwise go without. He says, this is the reason I came to law school. And so, lest anyone be cynical about lawyers or future lawyers, I'm here to tell you that our students, when you look at our diversity and the commitment they provide to immigration, getting asylum, representing DACA youth, in our bankruptcy clinic, in our elder and health law clinic, representing seniors who have been targets of financial abuse and scams and fraud and elder abuse. All of those students are committed and their hearts are in it. And so on behalf of our students, I'd like to thank you for this wonderful award.
Next, I'd like to welcome up Supervisor Kennedy, representing District 2. And our first recipient honoree is one of many that helps address our homeless issue here in Sacramento. I'd like to welcome up Ken Bennett.
First of all, nobody is cynical of lawyers in this room. Ken, thank you for being here. So, we have a lot of really smart people sitting in the room over here that do a lot of really good work as far as planning and putting together homeless programs. We've, of course, been working very diligently as a community on this for the last couple of years, much longer actually, but it's really come to the forefront. But it's where the rubber hits the road that is important in whether or not we're going to be successful in our efforts. We can put together plans, we can fund them, but it's people like Ken who actually make them happen. So I'm going to read a few of the whereases here. Whereas Ken Bennett goes above and beyond his work with Sacramento Self-Help Housing, helping to form the homeless assistance resource teams in Elk Grove, Folsom, Carmichael, Citrus Heights, and Rancho Cordova. Whereas Ken Bennett demonstrates his compassion for the least fortunate of our community, finding innovative ways to house the homeless. And whereas Ken Bennett inspires others to be good neighbors and uplifting community networks. I want to thank you for all the work that you do, Ken, to make us successful in helping people who are less fortunate than we are. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sacramento Self-Help Housing We're in a great project right now, taking people straight off the streets, going down to the camps and putting in the housing, working with the Department of Human Assistance very closely. That's a wonderful project. I spend most of my time developing HEART groups, homeless assistance resource teams. They're groups of volunteers in local areas wanting to help the homeless in their local area. As you know, the homeless aren't just downtown, they're all over the county. He mentioned some of the HEART groups, but there's been a new one formed since this list of Elk Grove, Rancho Cordova, Citrus Heights, Folsom, and Carmichael. There's now a new group in North Sacramento that just formed in August. And this afternoon, I'm going to help start working on founding one in Arden Arcade. And before the end of the year, we hope to have one in South Sac too. This winter, the different HEART groups will be sheltering over 130 homeless individuals during the winter months. So these are all local groups. Thank you. If you want to join a HEART group, come and see me. I'll start one in your neighborhood.
Thank you, Ken.
So the next honoree in District 2 addresses the issues of our seniors, our older adult population. As you may or may not know, our senior population is growing exponentially. I am heading there at what seems like a rapid pace. So the needs will continue to increase. I'd like to welcome up Carol Achijo.
So again, ACC is actually an organization in District 2 that's really a bedrock for serving people, particularly seniors. And it's done largely on the backs of a great volunteer network and workforce, of which Carol is one of. So I'll read a couple of whereases for you, Carol. Whereas Carol Ichiho is a dedicated, dependable volunteer at ACC Senior Services Center, and whereas Carol is a member of the musical club that entertains various senior centers in Sacramento, and whereas Carol also knits and crochets goods for the annual craft fair, helping to raise money to support the programs at ACC Senior Services, and whereas she's obviously quite shy and won't toot her own horn, but we're here to do that for you, Carol. Without you, so many people wouldn't have the services they have, so thank you very much.
I haven't prepared anything, but I would like to, first of all, thank the team at the Asian Community Center for nominating me for this special honor, and also District 2 and Human Services for selecting me for this special honor as well. And they tell me I've been there for over 12 years doing the same thing, so I must really love my job. And of course, a lot of it has to be doing with, I'm surrounded with happy and friendly people. And that makes me keep coming back. And so as long as I keep moving, stay independent, I would like to continue my volunteer services with ACC. Thank you.
I had the privilege of working with our next honoree when she was providing service at the county level, and I see her as promoting healthy futures. I'd like to welcome up Sharon Saffold.
Sharon has too many whereases, because of all of the accomplishments of what she does in our community. So I'll read a few of them. Whereas Sharon Saffold has been vital to the continued success of the Black Child Development Institute of Sacramento as president for many years. Not that many. Whereas Sharon has utilized her skills as a child protective services social worker, conducting annual conferences for young women on entering the college zone and the Sacramento Black Infant Health Program to underserved youth. And whereas she has been volunteering her skills and services to the Sacramento Valley Section National Council of Negro Women Children of Promise Conference, which she then expanded to monthly forums held in apartment complexes in partnership with Mutual Housing. And whereas Sharon has received recognition for her tireless work and her commitment to the health and wellness of the African American community. Thank you so much for what you do for the people of District 2, whereas the work that you're doing probably affects South Sacramento as much as it does anywhere. We couldn't do it without you, and I thank you for your time and the efforts that you put into our community. Thank you.
Thank you for this honor. I say I'm a social worker for life. I've worked with Sacramento County for 30 years, retired this year, and have continued to work in the community with the National Black Child Development Institute. It's an agency that's been serving our nation for 48 years. Our local affiliate has been in operation since 1989, providing, as you said, entering the college zone, helping our children to start preparing for college and their parents preparing for college when they're in middle school. We want them to start thinking about it right away. And then we did a DIVA conference, Determined, Intelligent, Valued American Young Women. So just supporting our young ladies to become all that they can be. And then with the National Council of Negro Women, we just had our conference this past Saturday, and you can look at it on YouTube. We had youth, the voices of youth. So we had youth telling us what they want from us as the adults to make their lives as successful as possible. So I will always be working to improve the lives of our young people and our families, and I invite you to join us.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, next I'm going to invite up Supervisor Peters, representing District 3. And the first honoree in District 3 is another organization that is addressing the needs of our homeless communities, and that's the Assistance League of Sacramento. This is the second time in the last 60 days I've had the opportunity to honor the Assistance League of Sacramento. They had their 50th year anniversary a month or two ago, so that's pretty awesome. The League is one of 120 chapters of a national nonprofit corporation that's very motivated to affect change, and locally, last year, 281 dedicated member volunteers with 100 community volunteers generously gave over 65,000 hours to people in Sacramento. And during the 50 years they've been here, the Assistance League has served over 405,000 people in our community. An example would be recently a man named Paul was experiencing homelessness, and while he didn't qualify for housing assistance, it was confirmed that he had daughters living in New York, and the Assistance League provided the funding for him to fly to New York and is now living with his daughter. The Assistance League and Sacramento Steps Forward have partnered together to address homelessness, and to date has provided more than 8,000 in critical gap funding for clients and helped house more than 20 people in just the past few months. So the Board of Supervisors of the County of Sacramento extends its sincere appreciation to the Assistance League of Sacramento for your dedication and commitment. Thank you very much. You don't have to say anything. Yeah, and then we'll walk up. Yeah.
It's my pleasure to serve this year as the president of Assistance League Sacramento. I'm accompanied today by a couple of the officers and active members of, now we can claim, over 290 members. We're a nonprofit membership organization growing in members, and for that we're appreciative, because not only do we have our Reaching Out program, for which we're being honored today, but we have 9 other programs that serve the Sacramento community in different ways. It's an organization that all of the money that we raise stays here in Sacramento. You might wonder how we are able to contribute so much to the community, and the way that we're able to do that is we have a resale shop on Fulton Avenue called Fabulous Finds on Fulton. I invite you to come, because if you were to say to me, how can I help Assistance League help more people in Sacramento? You can support us, you can join us, or you can, on your own, go out and try to make a difference. We're doing it collectively, and we'd like to invite you to join us, and we appreciate so much the opportunity presented to us by being honored by the County of Sacramento for our work with Sacramento Steps Forward. Thank you.
Did you want to, are you announcing?
I was, but
Okay. Our next honoree is Jerry Beck. If you would come forward. Hi. Jerry is the lead host coordinator for Family Promise, in charge of working with 14 local congregations to schedule hosting for homeless families and 12 congregations for support services. Through Carmichael Hart, so the gentleman that got the Hart Award here recently, Jerry supervised intake volunteers every evening for 8 weeks in January and February 2018. Jerry receives donations regularly and distributes them to many nonprofit organizations, such as 250 handmade comfort dolls, plus superhero capes, and fleece blankets to children's centers at UC Davis Hospital and Sutter Hospitals. Jerry donates her time to more than 10 local service organizations, and with her deep empathy to those who struggle to find food and shelter, which inspired the Fair Oaks Rotary Club to also help those in need. So the Board of Supervisors extends our sincere appreciation to Jerry Beck for her dedication and commitment to inspiring so many, and further congratulates her for being a true hero of human services.
I guess what I'd like to say is what probably many of you find as being volunteers is the joy that you find in volunteering. I'll tell you 2 little examples. Last week I was at Family Promise, which is a shelter for families, and one of the little girls, about 3 years old, needed some hugs, and she came up to me, and I was able to hold her tight and know that she wouldn't be on the street and that she would be able to find housing. Another neat experience that I had was with HEART, which is the Homeless Assistance Resource Team in Carmichael, and being there that many nights, I got to know a lot of the people there, and this one woman named Michelle came in, and she had to farm her 2 children out because she wasn't able to keep them, had no employment, and I was able to get her with Women's Empowerment, which is a training program here in Sacramento for homeless women. And she went through the program, she got employment, and last month she came to our meeting and hugged me and said that she has her children back and she has a job and she just got a car. So, joy.
Okay, so the next honoree is a group of county employees. I'd like to welcome up from the Department of Human Assistance, the CARES founding members, Victoria Ramirez, Jared Dennis, Alina Mikachu, Mei Young, and Sang Mua. So who is DHA Cares? It was founded in 2015 by a small group of staff from the Department of Human Assistance who identified a need and took action to organize and lead an effort to give DHA staff opportunities to volunteer in the community. The founding members stand before you, and since Michelle kindly pronounced all of your names, I will leave that to her. These people were inspired to promote community outreach in support of the department's motto of compassion, which is we respond with kindness and respect to the needs of others. DHA Cares developed a diverse array of volunteer opportunities so staff could volunteer on their own or as a team or with family and friends. Participation falls outside of work hours and is not required or expected of anyone's job duties, which has resulted in a steady increase of DHA employees volunteering. In 2017, the effort really blossomed when 210 DHA staff members volunteered at 8 organizations in 23 events, including a last-minute donation drive to assist the families affected by the Sonoma County fires. So the Board of Supervisors hereby extends its sincere appreciation to DHA Cares for their dedication and commitment to volunteering in communities in need, and further congratulates each of the founding members for being a true hero of human services. So DHA Cares.
We want to say thank you so much. We're very honored to receive this award. It was very, very touching. This is something that we love to do. Like they mentioned, it's not part of our daily duties, but it's something that we absolutely love to be a part of, to be able to work with the local agencies in our community, coordinate these volunteer opportunities, and just be able to give back to our community. We want to say especially thank you to Anne for supporting this, to our executive team and our program managers. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to do this in our department. So thank you.
She's got a gorgeous red blouse on. It'll really show up well. There we go. Thank you. Hey, squishy in a little bit. Thank you all. Okay, next I'd like to welcome up Supervisor Frost, representing District 4. And the next honoree is a gentleman. When I first read what he does, it just kind of reminded me of the power of one and what can be done through commitment and passion. I'd like to welcome Randy Eschliman.
Good to see you. Good morning. I'm excited to be here today to recognize Randy. Randy, you're being recognized as a hero of human services to the citizens of Sacramento County through volunteering your time with Friends of the Dry Creek Parkway, a group that was created to protect the Dry Creek Parkway, an amazing jewel in the Rio Linda and Alberta communities. You're consistently pulling invasive plant species and garbage from the creeks and parkways and leaving them beautiful for the community to enjoy. And not only do you remove the trash and the debris from the creeks and parkways, but you also work tirelessly in planting wildflowers for everyone to enjoy and in tending them. I remember the very first time that I met Randy. He was working out in the field planting wildflowers, and he went to his truck and pulled out this beautiful postcard that he and his wife, I think your wife designed that. His wife works really hard in the community too. And they do this as a team, sort of. And the postcard featured all these wildflowers, and I don't know, it kind of reminded me of my life. I'm so busy getting somewhere, I don't always stop to smell the roses. And I think that was the value of the work that Randy does in our community. Randy, on behalf of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, I want to thank you for your exemplary service to the community. You've done a lot to improve the quality of life for all of us in Sacramento County. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for this. This is very difficult for me because I was raised not to expect any praise from anybody for anything, and so this is very difficult. I am honored to get this, but it's amazing to hear the other honorees in this community and all the work they do. I'm just amazed by what the rest of these people are doing. I'm just a very small part of all this. So volunteers are very important in Sacramento County, and to have the county support volunteers is hugely important for the welfare of our county. So thank you. Thank you.
The next two honorees in Supervisor Frost's district are Brenda Conover and Catherine Green.
Good morning, Brenda and Catherine. These two are tireless workers in the community. This morning you're being recognized for your service to the community through volunteering your time and talents and working at the Rio Linda, Alberta Food Closet, sometimes as many as 7 days a week. And I know because I've been there on some of those early mornings when you've been up all night and working with folks. The Rio Linda, Alberta Food Closet has no public funding and very little private funding, and still these women have been able to provide sustenance to their community. They help facilitate work days between the members of the community and the homeless, such as having the homeless cut someone's grass in exchange for doing their laundry at their home or taking a shower. They help the community with food, but also give much needed personal and social interaction during the hours that they're distributing the food. Brenda and Catherine have volunteered at the Rio Linda, Alberta Food Closet for 5 years, and time again have shown their compassion, selflessness, caring for others through their work and dedication for those less fortunate. Brenda and Catherine, on behalf of the Sacramento Board of Supervisors, I want to thank you for your service to the community and for your contribution that is improving the quality of life in Sacramento County. And if you'd like to say a couple words, you would welcome.
Hi, on behalf of the Food Closet, thank you to Nikki Hussein for nominating us for this, and to our people at the Food Closet who also put in their opinion on this. Just thank you.
I just want to say thank you.
The next honoree focuses on supporting at-risk children and youth. I'd like to welcome Ed Mosbaugh.
Good morning, Ed. Your reputation precedes you. You are being recognized as a hero of human service to the citizens of Sacramento County through your work with the youth. You began volunteering in the classroom at Kennedy High School as a mentor in life coaching program, and after the first year ended, Student Reach recognized your dedication to the students as gold and asked if you would return and run the program at the school as a full-time volunteer. You saw the need to help students find their jobs as they entered adulthood and volunteered to continue mentoring and helping students after they exited the life coaching program. And you were working with SETA to get students the job training and coaching they needed to find success after graduation. Through volunteering your time as a mentor with Student Reach and helping to launch an amazing job coaching program and a follow-up program for our most at-risk youth, you have brought great career and life management experience and helped both students and Student Reach organization as a whole to see their great potential. You have been insightful, motivated, and devoted, which comes through while you work with the kids and in your work with helping them develop healthy living skills. Ed, on behalf of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, I want to thank you for your service to our community and for making our county a better place to live. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much. I'm truly honored. I believe the greatest thing that government and organizations can do is to serve our youth in a way to provide them an education so that they can be successful in college, successful in their careers, and successful in life. And that's what we at Student Reach do, and I'm so grateful to work with this organization. And now, moving beyond just teaching in the classroom, which we do for underserved youth, now we're providing these children as they become adults a way and a path to employment, providing both the training for them and then also getting them involved with different employers to get them jobs. So as anything, though, I really am honored to get this award, but as I learned in over 30 years of business, the true heroes are many times not the people that are getting the reward and the award, and really the true heroes for Student Reach are the ones that work there full time, not the volunteers like myself. So I would like to thank Raquel, Angela, and Daniel, wherever Daniel is, who's here today. They're the true heroes for Student Reach. And then finally, I'd like to thank my mom, who's here today too. You know, at 16 years old, she got married. They had 4 kids by the time they were 20. She was 21 years old. And
Wow.
her and my dad raised us all. We all got college educations. We've all had very successful careers. And if it wasn't for them, that wouldn't have happened. So thanks, Mom.
Do you want your mom to come down and take your picture?
I don't think she's in a walker. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'd love to do that, but maybe we can go later after.
I'll go right up there and get her.
And for the last honoree in District 4, I would like to welcome Brad Squires.
Morning, Brad.
Good morning.
Brad, I don't even know where to start with you. You've done so much in Orangevale. You are being recognized for your service to the citizens of Sacramento County through volunteering your time and talents as the board chairman of the Community Foundation of Orangevale and Fair Oaks with the creation of the Big Day of Service event. I don't know, for those of you that have seen my Facebook, you might, or have watched online, you might have seen the work that the folks in Orangevale and Fair Oaks did. When Brad first came to me and he said, we want to have a big day of service, he envisioned 5 projects and 500 volunteers. And by the time we got to the day of service, there were over 1,000 volunteers and 30 projects, I think, right? And they did projects all over, everything from cleaning streets to singing to seniors in the rest homes, to building bridges and putting back fences, and the list goes on. And so it was an amazing first event. They plan to do it again, and Brad has also said he would like to expand that effort to other communities. So if you live in another community and you're interested, his community, am I speaking out of turn? You want to expand it, right? His community foundation wants to expand that and would love to help you have a big day of service in your community. In 2011, Brad founded the Orangevale Food Bank, and you continue to work with the Orangevale Food Bank to feed those that are less fortunate in our community. He's the chief farm officer of Heirloom Farms, along with his family and his wife, who's here today, and where they tend to the animals and grow beautiful, colorful flowers, and they're passionate about preserving and showcasing the rural nature of Orangevale and the history, the rich history there. Brad, you're passionate about giving back to the community, and recently you formed the Orangevale Community Council, which will be benefiting in part will be benefited in part by the Orangevale Harvest Dinner. You're bringing community leaders, businesses, commercial property owners together to discuss ways to improve the commercial corridor and fight blight in Orangevale. You support the library expansion efforts and work with the local farmers market, and you're helping with efforts to expand the food bank services for those who can't get to the food bank. On behalf of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, I want to thank you for your service and your commitment to Orangevale and Fair Oaks, and congratulate you on receiving this award and on your contribution to making Sacramento County a better place to live.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Frost, and to the County Board of Supervisors for recognizing volunteering. I think one of the other recipients said volunteering is a joy. And you know, I think none of the people that I think are recognized today are doing it for the sake of recognition. It's really about a higher purpose. It's about something greater than yourself. And I think that's what it's all about, is trying to find something that you can really go all in with that's about something bigger than yourself. And so I just encourage everyone to think about that, find something bigger than yourself, and go all in.
Okay, I'd like to welcome Supervisor Natoli to the podium and announce his first honoree, and that is Charles Dangerfield.
Well, good morning. Before I say some words about Charles, I just want to acknowledge that it is a great day in Sacramento County here today, and to be joined in a room filled with people who have, I think, demonstrated what's best about the people of the world, that we all live in, and the giving back, the generosity, the kindness, and the service to others is just tremendous. And you're all heroes, and certainly those who've not only been recognized, but those who have nominated and who've been a part of the support network in this community that makes Sacramento County a great place to live. And again, for those that are less fortunate, we're fortunate to have folks like those being honored here today in the organizations for the good work they do. And I would just say to the grace of God be with all of you for what you do for our community. So with that, I want to turn to the first honoree from District 5, our 2018 Hero of Human Service. And I'm going to let him speak in just a moment, as other honorees have. But I want to note that this gentleman's a military veteran, served our country very honorably in the United States Navy. He also has a very distinguished career in law enforcement. But he's being recognized not only for his service to his country and to our community, for our protection and certainly our safety, but for what he's done for the past 15 plus years. And that is certainly his work in the Department of Corrections, I think, exposed him to folks who a lot of times, particularly in the youth portion of that, who again have gotten on a pretty difficult path in life and didn't really have role models in a lot of cases to provide them the mentoring, the counseling, and the support that they need to maybe turn their lives around, but also to be successful. And his work has really, I think, led him on a path where he can look back, and he'll share that with you in a moment, to really to the examples of where he has guided and I think advised, but served as that role model to help young men become men of honor, and that's been his goal over the years. And again, a very positive influence on the lives of a lot of folks, and maybe he can share a story with us. But I want to thank Charles Dangerfield for his professional service, for his innumerable contributions and leadership in working to transform the lives of young men in Sacramento County, but certainly throughout our region in the state of California. And on behalf of the Sacramento County Board of Supervisors, recognize Charles Dangerfield for his tremendous effort and his contributions to helping young men become men of honor. Charles, welcome.
Good morning. Honored, very honored, and extremely humbled to be here this morning. I can speak in front of people. I prefer not to. But when I'm, okay, thanks for pressure. But the supervisor stated, I'm very passionate about helping our youth. I think that we, and it's magnified with the people in this room, have an obligation and responsibility to give back of ourselves. It's not just about getting ourselves ahead and being fulfilled with your life, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't give of yourself and share back. I've been through difficulties in life, learned hard lessons, single mother, made a lot of mistakes, but through those things, I learned an awful lot of things about life. One of the things that it was magnified for me was that things could have been better for me, or easier for me, I should say, had I had a positive role model in my life instead of me making those mistakes. So as I retired from law enforcement, God put on my heart to put those things to paper, and I was able to write a book, Filling the Void, a resource for the journey to manhood. And it's just a way for me to give back, to share from my mistakes, and hopefully help them make better life decisions, because it is really about on how you think and the choices that you make in life. My wife snuck this on me. I had no idea. We will talk about that later. But I am grateful and honored to be with the people in this room, and thank you to the supervisors. Thank you very much.
So we are lucky here in Sacramento to have several bodies of water, including 2 beautiful rivers. This next honoree addresses some of the dangers that come along with that, and that's our drowning accident rescue team. Please come up.
Well, the three gentlemen that are here with us this morning are representative of a whole team of folks who, for the past 38 years, since 1980, have in this community served in a capacity that is very, very important. As Michelle pointed out a moment ago, we're blessed to have certainly good seasonal weather, but also the bodies of water that are very attractive for recreation and for lots of different human activities. But they also present a ever-present danger if they're not treated in a way that people understand that rivers are dynamic bodies of water that are moving and flowing, also with accidents that occur. Folks in their vehicles and in other ways end up in the water, sometimes very tragically. And these folks, again, have been called upon time and time again to respond to accidents, to not only to help rescue, in some cases, when they get there soon enough to the scene, but also to recover. And that's, obviously, I'm sure, very disheartening at times, but nonetheless, the task that they're tasked with is to go into the Sacramento River or to oftentimes the American River to recover people of all ages and from all walks of life who may have fallen upon a very tragic incident and accident. But DART, again, has had this presence where these folks who are professionals in their daily lives come from not just the Sacramento area, but from throughout the region, as I understand it, to provide the dive assistance to our law enforcement agencies, to our rescue agencies, and have really been very proactive, not only in responding to those types of critical incidents, but also have worked very closely, as noted certainly in these chambers over the last few years, on efforts that where we've partnered the Sacramento County Department of Parks and Recreation in life-saving educational campaigns to actually do the prevention piece of that, and I know have provided some very capable patrols down at the confluence of the American and Sacramento River, where, again, they've been there in a very proactive way, not only handing out life jackets and working with our county rangers and with other volunteers, but to also be out there on the water during the high use portions of the summer and late fall and early fall and late spring seasons. And so, with all that being said, they put their lives on the line. Oftentimes, they go into waters that are very treacherous, and but support one another, support this community, and certainly have been there to be called upon for approaching 40 years. So we congratulate the DART volunteers, the Drowning Accident Rescue Team volunteers, offer our congratulations for this award, and recognize them as our hero, one of our heroes of human services for 2018. Congratulations. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. The Drowning Accident Rescue Team, DART, centered here in Sacramento, is the second busiest dive team in the nation, with 80 to 120 call-outs per year. More recently, we have partnered with the Board of Supervisors here, Supervisor Natoli, and with their support, we've done what we call a proactive patrol in the area of the confluence, Sacramento River and the American River. During the last year, we made contact with 1,800 persons at that location. During that contact, we also fitted approximately 1,000 children with life jackets, personal flotation devices. During our educational effort, we put on 145 demonstrations of throw bag and self-rescue techniques, some of which have been used by the children we're educating on other areas of the river. We also were hands-on in 65 incidents in the water at that location. We're hope, and we continue to hope, that our partnership with this Board of Supervisors, with the allied agencies, and with the community, we will be able to get Sacramento County at a zero drowning. Thank you.
So, Mr. Cerny, did you want to comment on this?
I did, but let's let them take their
picture?
photo. Yeah. So So I too wanted to express my congratulations on your rightful acknowledgement this morning as a hero of human services. As was mentioned a number of times in both the comments by Supervisor Natoli and representative from DART, there's a very tangible benefit that we've been seeing, especially in the last couple of years, at the confluence of our two largest rivers that happen to be in the district I represent. And I know that DART has worked with every member of this board, because we all have waterways in our districts, to really reduce the loss of life. But it's one of those volunteer services that is very profound, because we measure it every single season with lives saved. And as was also mentioned by the DART representative, we enjoy a great partnership, this board does, with DART and our exec team. And I know that this is not the time or place to talk about resources. That'll be reserved for another time. But the partnership, I think, need only grow greater and stronger, because again, it's paying incredible dividends when we can look back on the kind of seasons we've had in the last 2 years and really noted how many people, especially children and young people, have been saved because of your volunteerism. So again, thank you very much for everything that you do for us.
Got one more word for me. Oh, sure. Right this way. You tell all.
The proactive patrol that we had this last summer, the DART volunteers put in over 700 man-hours at that location alone. And the dividends were huge with the education and the safety of the general public. Thank you.
Okay, we've arrived at our last honoree. However, these were not read in order of importance. So one of the things I've always loved about Sacramento is that we welcome diversity in our community. This next group addresses some of the needs of our refugee populations. I would like to invite down the volunteers of Starting Point for Refugee Children.
Good morning. Hi. Well, I'm again very pleased to, as Michelle said, to recognize this organization amongst all the organizations and individuals we represent have recognized this morning and commended. And this is a relatively new organization, about 16 months. Yeah, so very, very, very new. But it shows, I think, one of the things I was thinking about is that obviously, for all the needs that are being met, and certainly the services being provided, there's always room for more giving, and obviously to help fill some of the gap in the needs that are out there. And Starting Point for Refugee Children was founded by Vicki Moy, along obviously with some support from others close to her. But it was inspired by, as Michelle said, by some of the refugee students who were arriving here early in their settlement here in this country, but the stories of not only living in the war-torn and oftentimes impoverished countries that they were coming from, but the struggles they've encountered on their journey to our community. And so with that inspiration, obviously, a servant's heart and a lot of good ideas and probably very little resources set out to address some of that need. And so over the course of the last 16 months, the volunteers with this organization have helped prepare and distribute a variety of items for various community projects, including the Backpack Project, the Warm Hearts Project, Next Step Project, and a soccer program. So touching various aspects of young people's lives and, of course, their families. And I think it's really, again, inspiring not only what this organization has achieved in a very short amount of time, But I think the open arms and the welcome that they present to folks who come here who, again, may have very little to their names, and again, it may be very strange in a setting that is often daunting, but nonetheless, there's a friendliness and there's an aspect to certainly the essentials in life, but also that warm hand and that reaching out to people of all ages who come from a variety of walks of life, and obviously are refugees in our country, in our community. And so we want to thank you for the multitude of ways you've touched people's lives, the volunteers of Starting Point for Refugee Children. We commend you, and certainly thank you so very much for the tremendous good that you're doing in our community. So with that, congratulations.
Good morning. I'm just really honored by this recognition. I get quite emotional when I speak about this because this organization really comes straight from my heart. As it was mentioned, I'm a professor at Sacramento City College where I teach English as a second language to immigrants and refugees, some who are here today. And through their stories, I was just so impacted about their life in their former countries where there was so much war and their struggles here in the United States. And from these stories, they touched my heart in such a way that I thought I had to do something. I had to make a difference. And so, I often say that I just teach them English, but they just teach me so much more about perseverance, strength, hope, and humanity. And I just thank you for them for opening their heart. And so just June of last year, we decided to launch a nonprofit organization. And what we do is we meet children right when they arrive in the United States, and we try to get them off to a successful start by providing them just basic needs, things like backpacks, shoes, blankets, and clothing. And we just launched our own soccer program just in September. We've won 2 games so far. We're so happy. And so we could not do what we do without all of our volunteers, our band of volunteers. Just in the 16 months alone, we've reached out to close to 1,500 children in our area. And so a recognition like this serves as fuel to keep us going as we continue to welcome a lot of families in our area. So thank you so much for this recognition. I just welcome you to be a part of our organization as we welcome and support the next generation of Americans. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Bibigol. I'm from Afghanistan.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Shapur. I'm from Afghanistan. I want to say thanks to everyone and thanks to the board, thanks to all supervisors, and especially thanks to Vicky and her family that they really feels that they had really good feelings, and that's why they made this organization to support the newcomers, refugees, children from different countries, not just from Afghanistan. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. This is Syed Jamil. I've been living in Sacramento for 2 years. I'm from Afghanistan, and I'm proud that I'm part of this organization. And thank you very much from Victoria, and thanks for everybody. Thank you.
This is actually my family. They're not my students. But, I just really thank, just for their support. Especially my husband, who many don't know, was the one who gave me the idea for the nonprofit organization, because I was just thinking, gosh, how can we make a difference? And so he said, Vicki, I think we could have the most impact if we start a 501c3. So we did very quickly, and everything we've done is just a fruit of that. So thank you.
All right, so in closing, I just want to end with Margaret Mead's quote, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has." So thank you to all of the honorees who were here today. Thank you for those who are out to celebrate, and for those that didn't get to be recipients, but I know that go above and beyond in our community. Please join us outside for some refreshments.
And if you want to see yourself on television, this show repeats on Channel 14 at 6 o'clock. And the board's going to take a 10-minute recess to join you for refreshments. We'll be back at 11:20.
Thank you.